Welcome everybody, and thank you for joining us. Today at familyfreedom.ca we are continuing the series on linking professions with the field of network marketing. And today it's amazing. We have Katie Kirk with us, who is a real estate realtor within this area. And what she's going to do is take us through 4 basic questions that maybe other real estate agents would want to know to understand about this opportunity. Today with familyfreedom.ca, Michelle and I are so focused on helping families develop freedom. And again, families can be whatever they are to you. Whatever's in your heart is a family. For us, for Michelle and I, it's us two and our 4 beautiful children. For other people it could be a mom or a dad and their children, single parents. Whatever family means to you, that's what it is, and that's what we're dedicated to help. Also too, what's freedom? Freedom is so individual. Freedom here can be financial freedom, time freedom, whatever you have. But today we're going to ask Katie, as a realtor working with real estate agents, why would you want to be linked in with Isagenix? Why network marketing? So again, Katie, thank you so much for joining us today. Our first question is, what was it like as a real estate agent before you got into Isagenix?
Well, thank you, Alistair. It is totally my pleasure to be here at your beautiful home today, and thank you for being such a great example of a family that I aspire to have in my life for sure. So I call Isagenix another extension of my family as well. And as a real estate agent, I know that our job is really adopting other families for a living. So a lot of this comes from a place of wanting to have enough time to build a family of my own. So before Isagenix, I literally was hungry, figuratively and literally. I was hungry to help more people than I could from where my car could drive me on a day-to-day basis. On top of that, as being one of the busiest real estate agents in the area, I was starting to fail my body. The lifestyle, I needed to keep up in order to keep up the business, was requiring more of me from a health perspective than, I literally was paying attention to. So, I'll give you an example. So I don't like food in my system before 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And so with how busy you get in the morning and then appointments set for the afternoon, I literally was going to the drive-through to eat, and then it would be a constant stream of coffee all day long, and then I'd forget to eat because most people want to get out and see houses during the dinner hour or have you over to list their properties. And so by the time I was finished my day, the last thing I wanted to do was put a meal together. So definitely would be drive-through again. So my body was craving more nutrition, and I just didn't get it, that I was constantly eating but not feeding it the right things. So physically I was just tanked out. Also from a time freedom perspective, I was putting in probably 15-hour days, and as a high achiever, it's a perfect storm in this industry to, want to serve everybody at the, best of your ability. But I was seeing myself, kind of coming down from performing at a level of 100%. I also saw, my life was passing me by with so much dedication and focus to the work. I had people say, "Hey Kate, you work so much, why don't you get out and live a little?" And I was starting to hear those things, and it was opening up to me, and thank goodness for real estate, because I literally tripped over the Isagenix opportunity through real estate as well. But as a realtor, I think we also think a lot about what's our exit strategy. I was starting to realize that there's no residuals in real estate necessarily. A house may not sell, so all of the money you put out up front for it not to sell, is a financial stress. Clients' decisions may change, and so what you've put into the effort to getting their house circumstances change as well. So I think from a network marketing perspective, from the guarantee perspective and a contribution back, I started to open my eyes to network marketing.
Great.
Yeah.
And the reason why we wanted Kate here in this series with freedomfamily.ca is Michelle and I said, Kate was a real estate agent and is still a real estate agent before Isagenix. So she's was open to the opportunity and now is doing both. So she can come from a standpoint of having both and understanding both. So the next question is, what is it like now being a professional real estate agent and also a professional network marketer, doing both of them at the same time? Well, for real estate agents listening on, what would you say to that?
Wow. Life now. I kind of get choked up because I think I'm living more fully than I was before, in that, showing up in the world and having people saying, I feel like I've got you back, and I don't have to compete with your phone all the time because, there's that constant, need to be near your phone if real estate, comes your way. I'm more present. I would say that I'm now helping, that dream of mine was to help more people. So geographically, I've expanded those borders past, in our Simcoe County area to Australia, to a friend of mine that's moved to the States and has, connection back here as well. Talking to anybody and everybody. Now we're heading into Vietnam. So we're starting to build a global business. And so I think that dream of that racket is starting to come true. So, I think I didn't realize that that's what I would fall into by joining Isogenics, but all of the world is now opening up to me. I think also from a financial perspective, they say real estate agents eat steak and they eat beans, and they eat steak and they eat beans. And, the potential from network marketing has been, we get paid daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly. So I actually have my Christmas money paid for already, and that's been accumulating all year, so I don't have any stress to find any money later on when I don't have a big check. And I think from a perspective of vacations and also being able to say yes to friends and family who are having gatherings versus maybe being half in the door and half out the door, those have been probably the biggest ahas in the short time I've been involved.
Great, and it's true. The having a family, Michelle and I having a family of 4 children, that Christmas bonus that in all industries is not always present nowadays. But having that Christmas bonus here is definitely a help for our family. Now, when in this series, when we're talking about other professions and linking and having them connect with the business of network marketing and specifically Isogenics, sometimes we get concerned from other professions saying, do I have the skill set? Do I have the knowledge on how to do this? And the beautiful thing about working as a team within Isogenics is your team members, are always there with you and helping you and guiding you. But from a real estate perspective, from the systems approach, how similar would you say the process or the system or the skill set of network marketing with Isogenics is to the system and skill set of a real estate agent?
It is completely transferable. As realtors, we all know that we spend a lot of time generating leads. So we talk to people. A lot of the same modalities for getting your name out there and getting the opportunity out there are the same. You can go knock on doors. You can put ads in paper if you'd like. Social media has been honestly the way I've built my business. And I heard once, the skill you need to have is to just be a great traffic director. I've really come from a place from, I don't know, but I'll find out for you. And the best part is that the company has built those tools for us. So when you're generating leads, and then, as in real estate, the next part is really to follow up with them and create that value. So you do have that business relationship. So again, with Isogenics, those tools you don't have to build on your own. So you don't have to sit there with your own brain thinking about how to build a business. It's already been done for you. The next step naturally, once the value's been created and there's a mutual decision to proceed, you either list a home or sign a contract for a buyer. And then, likewise in real estate or in Isogenics, you open their account. So that's similar. Now they're active and on the market. And then from there, obviously, it's the support and the marketing. I find that, touching base with your clients, following up with them, letting them know what's going on, checking in is very much the same. We have what's called, a 5-day miracle phone call, which would generally be the same thing in real estate. I would, share with my clients every 5 to 7 days, the market updates on what's happening with their houses. So that's what's, definitely similar. And I think, it's been an easy transition for sure.
Excellent. That's great. Thank you. And in the field of real estate, and we know Katie very well, and I know other real estate agents, and talking to them, absolutely they're mirroring what Katie has said, because when we go into something new, the change, the whole aspect of the unknown is there, and again, hopefully during this time together we can connect with real estate agents, so you have that comfort of saying, hey, I can do this, and you can. The possibilities are endless. And our final question for people who are watching, Katie, why would a real estate agent be excited about this opportunity, connecting your amazing profession of real estate agents with network marketing and isogenics? What would be so exciting for them why would they be so excited to get involved in this?
Yeah, well, I kind of have a top 10. Specifically, most realtors don't grow up saying, I want to be a realtor. It's not, a lifelong dream of most of us. I do know that we want, the flexibility in our work. Coming from an entrepreneurial mindset and the creativity, those things are so similar for sure. Being surrounded by healthy and positive people who want to make a contribution on this planet. I've always said it's a very special place to hold with people to deal with their real estate endeavors. I mean, largest amount of money and, emotional attachment to where you spend most of your time. So you really get to the heart of people. This is another way for us to provide a service back to them. Generally, the statistics are that people will move once every 7 years, if at all, or they might move out of the city, etc. So you may only have a one-time shot with people you would actually choose to work with on a daily basis. So Isogenics and network marketing has offered that to me, to choose people to work with consistently and build that relationship. Also, we're building a business around our lives. I think that's very, exciting as well. So, I'm a skier. So people might think a snow day is a day that they shouldn't work. And I think a snow day is a day to get on the hills, of course. So, conversely, in real estate, if it's the most beautiful day of the year so far and you're planning on lots of people at an open house, you might not get that traffic. So this is an ability to kind of pick and choose when you work in pockets of your life. Again, as I said, expanding your geographic, presence and influence past where, you can in real estate. That's something to be excited about as well. You're not pulled away from events as well. So like I said, I'm unique. I'm a single realtor. Like I said, hopefully, on the path to having a family of my own, but I get it now with families. I get what it's like to get a phone call and have to leave a hockey game, for example. So this allows you to really, put some barriers around your time. You only need a cell phone, and as a realtor, you need a cell phone and a car and a lot of, capital to run the business. So, from a financial stress, that's alleviated. This is really also a plan B. I think it works synergistically. There's seasonal, times with real estate traditionally. And also the market could flip on a dime. So this is an opportunity to have, a consistent income to deal with those consistent expenses that you have. And I would say leveraging without cost. I interviewed a number of my clients on building a team, and they frankly said to me, Kate, if you build a team and I want you and you bring, Jane Smith, I may or may not work with you again. And so that was something that, was a key factor for me for having, another service I could provide if people were choosing me, because, they do business with people they know, they like, they trust. Yeah. And just from a convenience factor, us realtors, we're on the go all the time, so it's so convenient for all of those Tim Hortons and McDonald's and everything popping up. I mean, I solely was supporting them for a while, no longer. And so I think this is a way to get really great nutrition in amongst the schedule that you have. So really it's, no results. Your clients want results quick. That's what this can do for them. It's literally the vehicle for freedom I've been literally praying for a long time. And, you know, simply, there's hardly any competition. Right now in Canada, only 1 out of every 1,200 families is part of Isogenics. So I think we're on a big upswing for momentum as well.
Yeah, the potential is incredible.
Yeah.
And I know, Katie, prior to putting this together, you were able to put a little pie chart together on the screen beside you, and we're just going to move a little bit just to show the listeners what you put together.
So I think this is really valuable. Not only obviously the realtors in the room understand how we get compensated and what we rely on for eating, clothing, and housing ourselves, but maybe the general public doesn't understand, you know, when a realtor's compensated, what happens with that money. So I've kind of put a pie chart here together. So no matter what, you're in an income tax bracket. Before you get paid, that money is going to the government. You also have HST for your goods and services and all the trades that you've done. Within an agency, you have 2 types of transactions typically. One is a monthly transaction. So if you don't sell a house at all, you have a run rate sitting there. You have expenses no matter what. Plus every transaction that you do, again, different companies vary differently on their makeup, but you know, that could swing high or low depending on, you know, the types of transactions and the brokerage that you're with and the services they provide. So on top of that, you know, typically we have fixed and variable expenses as realtors. So every year we have dues for the boards that we belong to, insurance. Obviously, we have to run, you know, if you choose to have an office, all those expenses are there. And then on top of that, you spend your own money to market a house before it even sells. So things like photographs, videos, sign up and the installation, the purchase of the signs, you know, marketing materials, newspaper, I could go on for the list of services. And so typically, really, this is what a realtor relies on for income. So, you know, that's kind of a big risk because, as I said before, if a house doesn't sell, if someone changes their mind, you know, that kind of thing, all of this is done up front. And so, you know, that's where the financial stress comes from. And that's why a realtor wants to continue to do transaction after transaction because they're chasing kind of this much of the pie. So if I transpose Isogenics onto this pie, you know, you can assume that the income tax and HST is still the same. But you have no commitment to another company to run your business. So you're getting that back in dollars in your pocket. Okay. Your expenses, literally, if you have one of these, that's literally all you need. You can work from wherever, whenever, from home, down on beautiful dock I see here today. And so you really cut this down, you know, from an expense. So this is back in your pocket from a income perspective. And as I mentioned, most network marketing companies, specifically Isogenics, has built a multi-million-dollar website and tools. They put on the events. You don't have to be responsible except for getting great at inviting people because the events do the talking. So here, that's slashed as well. So, you know, I think from a transactional perspective, you know, that's lovely to get that much pie back. But on top of that, you basically show these people once and coach them how to share with people, and you get paid for life. So I think, you know, that's where people are, their mindset is shifting to really, so they can get up to bigger things. And that's, you know, what I would say.
Excellent. One of the things I love doing with this series is, you know, we go to school and for our own professions and we learn the intricacies of those professions, but then here having Katie sit beside us and hear about what real estate agents do, their expenses, their time challenges, it's an eye-opener for me, and thank you for being so candid and so honest.
My pleasure.
And I think the real estate agents who are watching this will smile and be nodding their heads. But yeah, this is what we wanted to do. So thank you, Katie, for connecting with us at familyfreedom.ca, and also for the real estate agents out there who want to connect with Katie, to ask her maybe some more individualized questions, Katie, how can they connect with you?
Of course. My cell phone number is 705-321-8017. I'm happy to take calls, or I text very easily as well. So I'm happy to continue the conversation and explore it further.
Or you can email us and we can send the information to Katie, absolutely. But again, thank you for everybody for listening to this series about how do real estate agents, realtors, and Isogenics and network marketing fit together for everybody. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.